Thank you both. I think we have some time, like 5 minutes, for a few questions. And I love that you guys represent both sides from artificial intelligence, the projection of what's coming and dealing with it at the lab and trying to make it a reality. So I wanted to ask you, we've seen from the private sector 6 companies that are leading the way in artificial intelligence. Do you think that we have somebody to follow on the public sector? Is somebody doing things right on the public sector?
Not nearly enough politicians and non-tech leaders are thinking seriously enough about this. In my country, and I apologize for everybody who's not British about the way my country is behaving at the moment, we're being ridiculously rude, and I'm really sorry about that. My country is completely absorbed with Brexit. We're out of the game, I'm afraid. In California, the Democratic candidate for governor there is thinking about this and knows that it's a problem, doesn't have any solutions yet, but knows it's a problem, so that's encouraging. But I see very few public servants who are thinking seriously about this.
What's your pick? What's your point of view?
I totally agree. It's also kind of hard. I mean, I recently started working for a startup, and one of the main issues, especially we're working in healthcare and some of my friends in that area, one of the main kind of issues that they face is actually bringing in their ideas into the healthcare system because of regulations, because of like all of these years of like understanding of how the system should work, which is kind of disrupted by AI, but they're still not there to accept the fact that they should take in these new ideas and these new tools and employ it in the system because it increases basically the efficiencies. They're still not there yet, and they're struggling in order to get their technology and their innovations into especially the healthcare sector.
What's your biggest frustration from the technical side? Because we make projections, but then people have to code and have to build real products. And do you really find things going so fast, or are you frustrated by some technical sides of it that are difficult to make a reality?
As a startup.
As a technical person who deals with the real technology with her hands.
Well, it's a bit tricky. It depends on the sector that you're working on. So if your innovation has to deal with all these regulations, then you have to adapt to how the system works, or you have to pick up something that is totally different and come and disrupt something that people are more kind of willing to accept. So they're like different. Yeah, it's like different scale on how people accept the new disruption and the new AI and the new machine learning kind of bubble, and you have to adapt to how people accept it.
And we've been publishing a lot about learning to learn, about reinforced learning. Yeah. What do you think about this? Is this a new wave of technologies that's going to increase the pace of innovation a lot more?
Oh, for sure. We haven't made all the technological breakthroughs that we need to get machines to be in the place where you talked about, where they just disappear and we can ignore them. And Jeff Hinton is busily agitating for deep learning to be more or less thrown away and replaced by the next thing. Obviously, we have to move beyond supervised learning to unsupervised learning. But there are numerous surprising technological breakthroughs that will happen in the next 10 years or so.
Yeah, I feel like the main drawback of current machine learning, deep learning tools is that they had to learn from lots and lots and lots of data sets, like millions of instances, which is not how children learn. And that's the main idea of learning to learn, like starting as a child and learn as you experience the world around you, as you do some more kind of exploration, more creative things. This might take us a while to kind of build the right tool, build the right technology to do it as efficiently as children do it. But I feel it's the right way to go around intelligence. Right now we have tools that are very, very good in, as Simon said, in understanding or in mimicking how people, like from millions of data sets, learning from what we already know, but they're not really good in being creative, in bringing in novel things, which is the part that we're missing. And I feel that cannot really happen by just showing machine learning tools many and more instances. There has to be another way of going around this. And that's basically the main idea of artificial general intelligence, going beyond that.
I only have a few seconds, but I want to ask you one particular question. I'm particularly frustrated by health, by the health sector, how close the data are, how little innovative is. Who you think has the best potential to disrupt healthcare through artificial intelligence and data, and how we see most likely to do it?
Well, I'm told that the British National Health Service is in the best position because it's a completely vertically integrated system. And so it's brilliant that DeepMind is offering its services free to collaborate with the NHS to improve the services that the NHS provides, and they do need improving. But of course, then everybody gets terrified about privacy and slaps DeepMind on the wrist. So maybe that isn't where the great innovations will come from.
So maybe a developing economy?
Could be.
Any idea?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, health in particular is quite tricky because of first regulation, second privacy issues. And it seems like I've been listening to a panel before about specifically startups working in the healthcare area, and one of them was in DeepMind, and their kind of view was that people are more willing to share their data sets anonymously if they know it can benefit others, if they know it might have life kind of benefits for other people. So privacy might not be really the issue right now. It seems like it's more of regulations and the government taking care and permitting new innovation to happen in that area. I'm not maybe a super experienced person to speak in that area, but I feel like government has to do something about it.
Well, I'm sure that lots of people want to talk to you, so we promise to give you access to our speakers during the break. We're going to have another short segment, and then everybody's welcome to ask you questions if you guys stick around for a few more hours. So thank you so much, and we'll hope to talk to you more later.
Thank you.
Thank you.